government of agency नथिला they are failed to pass वर्तमान पुणी आउथे आपण माने दिबे से माने जो नेशनल फार्मेसी कमिशन को ड्राफ्ट सेटा प्रिपरेशन तभी देखिए and city will be
सेटा फुल पूरा बोले राइट
and we also apprehend that
बिल्कुल
why this happened that it is due to some corruption both in this Pharmacy Council of India so and also in state levels. This corruption is pharmacy pharmacy commission of
देखो हम रिकॉर्डिंग सेशन हो जिबो YouTube पे सब लाइव चल छी अबे हम यहां सब लाइव देखा
प्रोफेशनल दोमाने ड्राफ्ट करछथि दे आर फार्मेसी ऑफिसर ऑफ सदर हॉस्पिटल लेडी हॉस्पिटल अल्बिता हॉस्पिटल देविता हॉस्पिटल ड्राफ्ट करते छी
से जगह
एक्चुअली दे आर नॉट फार्मेसी ऑफिसर इन सब ग्रेट हॉस्पिटल एंड मैनेजमेंट ऑफ तो इधर आई माने कहला कि बहुत फार्मेसी कमिशन
स्लाइड
what you not estate the protection
ठीक क्या है लाइट रखा जाओ
actually is
सही यहां पे खास स्थिति है
because of
बूट थोड़ी बुल
latest honorable things
so
that can be addressed by using
so this was ultimately arising due to the corruption central level also and the state level. So the government has no way to bring in for the enactment of the act that is already April 1948 and going since last 50 years पहला 2050 का बहुत 75 years का आगे तो 1948 का act है तो government feel it is to be enacted like the other pharmacy commission, other commission, national medical commission, etc. So it will be आपने ऐसा कुछ आपने जब ये जब बना सिस्टम अच्छी आयुष के जोड़ा तो एस्टेब्लिश फार्मेसी भक्तों ही जोड़ा तुम्हारे कुछ ज्ञान दिया जाए नहीं चाहिए इसमें बहुत कॉलेज में यहाँ तो हमें इंडिविजुअली अपना तो इतिहास में कोई कॉलेज नहीं हो लेकिन every professor, no profession exists without its subject. And your voice will be only advocated by a body who can put your advocacy or before the bureaucrats and the policymakers. Bureaucrat or policymakers पाके पहुंची आने के body आपको आपको से क्या जान दो कोई हो अपना को बढ़िया सभी अच्छी लेकिन आपका फार्मेसी कमिशन और नौजन साथ के दूसरे से नेशनल फार्मेसी कमिशन रखिला इत्यादि का नोटिफिकेशन का प्लीज
एग्री टू पे लास्ट डेट सजेशन
हम आशा करू छु लास्ट दिन आपण माने किछि फीडबैक नेशनल फार्मेसी कमिशन सो दैट इट विल बी
actually Kerala IPCA Kerala IPA and already they are representing but thinking that my opinion they are planning to integrate.
So then we IPA not vote that is totally all feedback will come all feedback will come. So I am talking with the Government sir, my appeal to you. You just have a draft document national pharmacy commission
सजेशन
Full vote is there.
no we can
हमें एडिट ग्रुप में दवा समझ से
ये रिपोर्ट करतु आमे से कंपाइल करके सारा के हैंडल
मतलब पूरा दिन सोची तीन टा बॉडी अछि सब जोन छोटा अछि गो प्रोग्राम
थैंक यू सो वेरी मच सर सार गोटे भल टीचर किंतु फॉर्चूनेटली के कहबा डिपार्टमेंट को सार तो प्रथम टीचर थे so now
all the teachers went to record.
now it is time to start our next scientific session. This session will be presented by Dr. Sudarshan Biswa, Bhubaneswar, Government of Odisha. So, already I have introduced his brief profile. In short, I started his teaching career in this Royal College of Pharmacy in 2006, as I have already told you. And now he is an officer of Gross Company Administration. So he will be presented on soft skills. He is a good teacher also. Students Bhagatika and Sunita, they were his students. And so without wasting any time, I have to request my friend Dr. Sudarshan Biswa to start his talk on soft skills. And once again, I'd like to welcome and thank him for taking our invitation to be the guest person during the inaugural and the resource person in this scientific session. Thank you. Now it is over to you.
Respected my teacher, my colleague, my friends, my students, other faculty members of other colleges. Very good afternoon. Actually, I am missing India English or it is presentation or like slide. Itu just kita question move kare एक क्वेश्चन ऊपर देखिए ईमानदार क्वेश्चन पता है ये भी स्टूडेंट भी कितने टीचर को ने क्वेश्चन पता है आपने सब डिस्कस हो रहे हैं अब घंटा भी पता है कि उन्हें बेस्ट टीचर के लिए हम सर हम क्यूरियोसिटी यदि असुचित दिस इज साइंस साइंस रा मीनिंग होची क्यूरियोसिटी इन योर ब्रेन क्यूरियोसिटी मींस हाउ यू ब्रेन योर ब्रेन टू लर्न हम देखिए जरा हमारा सी लाइक अगर ब्रेन को सीधे ब्रेन कर देते हैं अगर ब्रेन को सीधे ब्रेन कर देते हैं नॉपॉइले रही मेरे ऐसे रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन हमारा देवी मारे का आपको वाले ने मियां पर लगी तो आपको भी पड़े रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन आपको वाला किंतु हमें वेजिबल टू दिस लेफ्ट साइड आपको वाले टीचर फर्स्ट एक ଗୋଟେ ବେଷ୍ଟ ଟିଚର ହବା କହିଲେ ଆପଣ ନିଜେ ବ୍ରେନ କରିବେ ମୁଁ ପଢିବି ମୁଁ ନ ପଢି ରହିପାରିବି ନାହିଁ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଟିଚର ଗୋଟେ ସିଦ୍ଧ ପଲିଡ ଅଫ ଟିଚର ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଟ୍ରେନିଂ ନବାକୁ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଶୋ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ମାନେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଅଛି ମୁଁ କିଛି ଶିଖିବି ଆଉ ମୁଁ କିଛି ପଢିବି ଆଉ ଏ ନଲେଜ ଟା ମୁଁ ବାଣ୍ଟିବି विद्या ମୁଁ ବଣ୍ଟନ କରିବି ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କର କ୍ୟୁରିयोसिटी ଅଛି ଆପଣ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ କୁ ଏଇ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟେପ୍ ନେଇଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ ମାନେ କାଟିକି ସହଜରେ ରହିବେ ଶିଖିବେ that is all are the best teacher who are attended here जो माने ଆସିଛନ୍ତି ଜାଗା କିଛି ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ କିଛି ଶିଖିବା ପାଇଁ they are best ଆଉ ବାକି କିଛି ଭାବିବାର ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଏଇଠୁ ଯଦି କିଛି ଜ୍ଞାନ ଶିଖିକି ଯିବେ ଯଦି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଯଦି ଦେଇ ପାରିବେ କିଛି you will be the another step for if you are the best teacher. Other best teacher होगा this is the उन्हें रास्ता देखिए प्रथम है अपना कम्युनिकेशन केମିତି करेंगे ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଛି ମାନେ କେମିତି a plus b whole square କଣ ଫାର୍ମାସ୍ୟୁଟିକ୍ସ କଣ ଫାର୍ମାकोलॉजी କଣ କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ତା କେମିତି କମ୍ୟୁନିକେଟ କରିବି तो स्टूडेंट मान के मु पढ़ी किंतु मो स्टूडेंट मान लैंग्वेज बुझि पारे मो वॉइस के बुझि पारे तू माने क्लास तो गले कोन स्टूडेंट रो लैंग्वेज बुझिया के मते में 10 डेज लागे मोर जो कन्वर्सेशन मोर जो वाडी मते बुझिया के मते आपण माने जेतोले क्लास को जाउसंदी सी समय रे गोटे चैप्टर मने त आपण चैप्टर डेफिनेशन रे आपण गोटे 10टा क्लास के 10 क्लासेस विल बी रिक्वायर्ड टू कंप्लीट द डेफिनेशन ऑफ इट माने बेसिक जाउसंदी प्रथम स्टूडेंट कोन करे आपण को लैंग्वेज सुनिले आपको प्रेजेंस को खुशी फील करे सारा सुनते टैबलेट पढौसते ताको सुनिबा को भल लागु जदि आपण भाबिबे ठीक अछि मोर क्लास अछि मु आजि सारी मो सिलेबस सारीबा अछि अते ए सेमिस्टर रे सिलेबस सारीबा ताले मते प्रिंसिपल लाकी पचारिबे काहे कि सलान सिलेबस केते डिले कोन होइला तेनु आपण मानकर फास्ट क्वालिटी you take time initially आपण माने मैक्सिमम टाइम दियंतु पूरा स्टूडेंट भीतर पसंद स्टूडेंट माने कोन स्टूडेंट खराब है नो स्टूडेंट आपण माने जो माने कि पाठ पढे से आपण इमेजिन करि परिबे समस्त का ब्रेन समान आपण जब ब्रेन करे आपण माने जब इनिशिएशन नेबे से माने भलो हि पाए समस्त दी पाटी नथिंग किंतु आपण मानक से लेवल रे जाय पहुंचे पड़ो नन हेई परिबो नाही टीचर मु गने टीचर तो चालितला आपण माने डी करे समते जो स्टूडेंट आउटले से इंटरेस्ट हो करना ते कोन करबा भलो किंतु स्टूडेंट मान समस्त भलो किंतु हमें माने खराब हे जाय हमें माने स्टूडेंट माने हमें लोग इंजीनियर को स्टूडेंट माने इंजीनियर किमी स्टूडेंट मान को पढाइबु ताका मन केमि बुझिबु केमि टाइम दबु सबले गोटे मु जतले लेक्चरर थिली सबले माने मते साकाई मते तो एते सिलेबस टाइम के एते सरुचि कोन भाई एते समय के लागि सब्जेक्ट साइयो कि गोटे दिन साइयो किंतु मोर मेथोडोलॉजी मोर एक्सपीरियंस मास मोर करे जिते टाइम दो तो दियो तमु जतले स्टूडेंट माने बुझि दिबे बुझी पारिबे जेता अक्वेंट हे जेबे सेतबेले आपण नेक्स्ट चैप्टर ता गुडे दुईटा क्लास लियो सेकंड चैप्टर फिनिश हर चैप्टर फिनिश आउ आजकल YouTube रे सब दिन से टैबलेट YouTube रे पढि दे किंतु आपण मान के इंटरेक्शन स्टूडेंट मान से हस मजा स्टूडेंट मान से पहुंचीबा ताको पाखे एति पहुंची परिबो ताको मान से कथा हवा गोटे स्टूडेंट कोन खाइलो किछि सेति जे जिंस हेई पर जो स्टूडेंट माने आपन को लाइक करिवे आपन के स्टूडेंट मान को लाइक करिवे ताम माने टीचिंग ता बहुत भलो है जो स्टूडेंट माने जो कॉलेज रे बाहरिवे कि आपन को बाहरिवे से माने हम देश जाति पे किछि भलो जिंस करबे ये गोटे जिंस गोटे बेस्ट टीचर बा कम्युनिकेशन से कम्युनिकेशन ना कोन सॉफ्ट स्किल आपन मान को हार्ड स्किल पडुछ स्किल माने स्किल it is soft skill माने this is non technical traits and behaviors that relate how we work and interact with others मु गोटे एनवायरनमेंट रे केमि काम करिवे मु के पढाई मोर काम हो मु क्लास रे पढाई माने क्लास रे जदी स्टूडेंट क्या काई लेट करू कोन हैला एई गुले दिन सब मु काम करे समय आराम करिवी स्टूडेंट मान मोरले कस्टमर सादी कहले दे आर नॉट गॉड अरे गॉड मुझे प्रॉब्लम बिगड़े ना आदमी भी क्या तो मेरे अपन का क्लास रे जीव जाऊ पिते अपन माने जो जगह काम करिवे से काम की पूरा कंडीशन बने से कंडीशन एते बने और अपन मन के इंटरेक्शन का टू साइड वाला कि मु कहि देबी सी सुनियो सी कहबा तारा तो सुनिबे आपण माने कहबे आपण कथा भी से माने सुनिबे तांको कथा आपण माने सुनिबे ता हमने देखौची आपण माने भलो सॉफ्ट स्किल की खराब सॉफ्ट स्किल केही ताको मेजर करे इज मोस्ट स्टैंडर्ड की जो अच्छी गोटे सॉफ्ट स्किल मेजर करे किछि स्टैंडर्ड नै गोटे जिनस देख सॉफ्ट स्किल आपण मानकर पर्सनालिटी जेमती कहिले हमर भल आपण जे चालुसंदी बढ़िबा को आपण पूरा पूरी वेथ पर्सनालिटी बहुत भल होबार अछि आपनकर आचरण विचार कथाबार्ता जिनस मु क्लास जो अछि 10 रे माने मु 9:45 रे सॉरी 9:50 रे एटलीस्ट पहुंची the student will learn from you 10:05 रे पहुंची आपण माने जानि सन सब दिन सोडा केमती कना हमें हमर पर्सनल डिसिजन देवार स्टूडेंट माने जे फॉलो करिवे पर्सनालिटी है जीन हुए कि तमर अछि कोन जीन रो मो बापा भल पर्सनालिटी ला मु सिद्धि परिबी मु सिद्धि हेबी नाही इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर सिचुएशन तमे केमती वर्किंग तमे ट्रेन करू छ तम पर्सनालिटी हिसाब रे एजुकेशन सम एक्सटेंड इन्फ्लुएंस पर्सनालिटी जदि कि भल एजुकेशन जदि गोटे भल जगह आपण माने पढि नथि आपण का पर्सनालिटी भल आपण टीचर आपण फ्रेंड्स जदि भल अछथि ताले योर पर्सनालिटी विल बी द बेस्ट एंड आपण सेही हिसाब रे जो चेंज करे पर्सनालिटी विल बी गुड नेक्स्ट आवर एक्सपीरियंस सबसे बड़ा कि आपण माने यंग मीटिंग रे जने हमरा पहिले यंग आपण माने यंग मीन्स एनर्जी आपण माने एनर्जी अंजन एक्सपीरियंस ई प्लस ई जति मिसी जो एक्सप्लोजन है आपण माने यंग एनर्जी अंजन हला एक्सपीरियंस की सारे मास एक्सपीरियंस ताको बराबर शिखियो तो 2 ई जे तो लिखि जेब ना एक्सप्लोजन हो जे कि एई माटी एई जगह के आपण माने कॉलेज रे सछन यंग पिला जे अछन जो माने काम करिवे जो माने पढिबा इंटरेस्ट अछि पढियार इंटरेस्ट अछि आ गाइड करबा पे सीनियर लोक भी से कॉलेज रे मध्य आपण माने केबे भी भूलिबे नै कि अंदर से आपण क्लास होना सब कॉलेज रे तुमरे बात देखु से कि मु गाइड क्लास में मत पहले ऑन क्लास बना मत क्लास में जा ये क्लास में जा सुधीर भाई बसदिबा तो और जे आखरा रो मोर इच्छा है तारा सुधीर भाई ठीक और बोलला भूल कर कि आपन का सीनियर आपन के एथोड़ी जे देबा कहबा नहीं सी को ठीक करना भूल कर कौन से कर ये आपन को ब्लॉक he is a professor तार चिंता केवल से भाबीबा से काम करियो से नुआ नुआ कथा भाबीबो नुआ नुआ इच्छा जिनस भाबीबा आपन गाइड करियो एई टॉपिक पढाया আছে ताकू जदी आ कहिबा तू जे पाठ पढा से भाबियो नहीं के ए रूम वाला से रूम वाला से रूम जो से पढिबो भाबीबो केतो एते जिंस पढी गलानी तो जानि भी गलानी वर्तमान स्टेज से वर्तमान फिलोसोफर लाइक जो आस्तिल हम लिखि सर के वर्तमान फिलोसोफर से जो भाबु सुनी तो माने सीनियर लोग मोर काइंड रिक्वेस्ट अपन को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो माने सीनियर लोग असुनी को फॉलो करो ताको मानो से माने जदी ताहा कहउसन दे ब्लाइंडली बिलीवर्स कि सीनियर भगवान गढी ताकू सेही हिसाब से 10 वर्ष आगे जन्म देइथि आपण जदि भाबिबे जे मोर सीनियर काहे गेला भगवान देइथि ये लाइफ हमें भाबुचे समस्त पाए भगवान अछि तेन करे ताकू भगवान हिसाब मानि कि हमहु चलीबा तो यंग एनर्जेटिक लोगने आसीसन ए पढिबा को जदि ताकू एक्सपीरियंस किछि नेबे त आपण माने एन्जॉय करि परिबे लागि आ गुटे दिन होछि आपण माने जेतन आसुबंदी कॉलेज को आसिले कि आपण को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आसिले मु सेही टाइम का प्रोडक्टिविटी टाइम देबे ओते सारी यूज ठीक अछि कि सेही समयटा मु नॉन प्रोडक्टिविटी केबे देबी नै ए प्रोडक्टिविटी टाइम जदि मु देबी बिलीव करिबा सेही जो आपण मानकर प्रोडक्टिविटी टाइम के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पर बहुत लोग मु देखि गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज टीचर मान गोटे क्लास में पढेबे से बुलिबे ना बिजनेस करिबे ऑनलाइन गेम करिया किंतु ऑर्गेनाइजेशन छोट आइयो कॉलेज रो ना कमी आपण माने पढि दिबे आपण माने पढि दिबे पर्सनल आपण माने सब पढिबो किंतु अल्टीमेटली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अछि आपण माने ताको आइडेंटिफाई करिवे कहि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कि पढ़ी कि से चाकरी करते सब वाले आपण माने चिंता करिवे मु जहां भी करूची सो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रो बेनिफिट नै करिवे पड़े पैसा मिलू न मिलू मते गिफ्ट मिलिची से देखिबो आपण मानकर हेल्प करिवे भलो होय आपण मानकर अन्य वे आपण मान बेनिफिट मिलिबो यू कीप इट इन योर माइंड दैट इज द डेस्टिनी दैट्स ट्रूथ आपण माने केबे जिंसरा भूली परिबे ता 100% सत्य आउे जिंसरा मिला एनवायरनमेंट ये एक्सपीरियंस टीचर जो माने अछंती जो माने प्रोफेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रे से माने भलो एनवायरनमेंट दिए छै कोन जूनियर मान भलो पाइबा आउे जिंस होची जूनियर माने मध्य फिटली रिस्पेक्ट दवा सिखिबे लाइन जे डरेइबा मिसिकरी के तले टॉप अप की नै जिबा निज मानन के शेयर करिबा कथा वार्ता कि फैमिली को विषय रे कि वो घर एटी कि हो जदि कि पर्सनल इमोशन जदि कि टच हैला ना आपण मान को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बोलिबा बोलिबे देशवा साइकोलॉजी देखो मु जेबा कॉलेज आसीबी मो साइकोलॉजी एकदम स्टेबल होबार अछि अनस्टेबल हैला स्टेबल मु किछि कहि परिबे मु सॉफ्ट स्किल को मु स्टूडेंट मान गाइड करि स्टूडेंट मान बोलिबे कोन बुझिके आपण सबले चिंता करू जेतोडा आसुदी कॉलेज जेतो वा प्लेस को शुड बी इमोशनली एंड साइकोलॉजिकली टू बी बैलेंस ना रास्ते देखो वही जिंस को दो जिंसरा आइडिया की ए स्किल उरा आपण मान को किबा पड़े बहुत ए स्किल उरा केही भीले समस्त को यू आइडिया की भी करे कम्युनिकेशन और इंटरपर्सनल स्किल काहे कोन रहउती जो सी आपण मार भला सुनिबे न समस्त কথা सुनिबे नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन माने उमा सर मते कहिले सुदर्शन किछि मते कहिले मु जे ताको नॉन वर्बल माने ताको मु ता कम्युनिकेट जे किमित करिवे जे नथिला रे दे वो नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन ठीक केला बोले मते जे कहूची अटेंटिवली सुनिबे उमा सर क्वेश्चन सर कोन तो ध्यान से सुनिए पूरा पे हमने भी सारा लीड योर मूवमेंट भी देखिए कि सारा क्वेश्चन तो नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन में हमको फुल रिस्पोंड करिए हम से कहिलो मु दम मार कर को हम से अपने पक्ष पर नहीं कर मु से ठीक है बोलता नहीं होता खाली पूरा लिसनर भाबनी लिसन सहित अटेंटिवली सुनिबा ऊपर नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन पूरा आखि को आखि मिसे भी सुनिया पड़ियो हम यू विल बी गुड टीचर सहित आपण सोशली भलो ही परिबे देश सेवा कंटेंट इंटेंट और कंटेंट बहुत इंपोर्टेंट कंटेंट आउडा इंटेंट कंटेंट मु कोन कहिबी कहां को कहिबी कोन जिंस कहिबी सोडा बैलेंस और मो अंजन सुन कहां से कोन कहिबा मानकर मु आई लव यू कहिबी कहां को कहिबी कोनडी कहिबी केमिति कहिबी को कहां कहले ठीक कंटेंट मु कहां कहिबी मो वाइफ ही कहि करि सम एक्सटेंट मो टटर कहि करि जति भला कला किंतु मु जति मो कॉलिग ही कहि आई लव यू पुनी कहि कोन मीटिंग चाली जति कहि कोन होसी आपका दियो ना जीवन को तो नहीं कहि आई लव यू कहि काबी किंती कहि कोन ये रे कहि जति माने कर मो कॉलिग ही कहि देली चाहा पीला बड़ मजा मजा कहि देली चली बस समझते आई लव यू माने कर वाइफ की आई लव यू कहि वाइफ ऑफिस मेरी के आते बा ये पांच को बोले ताको आई लव यू तो किछि लागदा ना तर कोई भालो काइले कहि पड़िबो बुझिला मतलब स्टूडेंट माने आसी बजे पिला माने मु ता काली लेखियो दे आपण माने कले की सेदिन का हो गयो आसी बस स्टूडेंट मान के पछारी बा खाली कोन किया पिया है कोन बजे आने खाली कोन आपने धीरे धीरे why, where, how, when and who. ମୁଁ ଯଦି କହିବି ଗାଳି କରିବି ମନେ ଛାଡ଼ କେମିତି ଗାଳି କରିବି ମୋ କଲିଗକୁ ଗାଳି କରିବି କେମିତି ଗାଳି କରିବି ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖେଇକି କହିବି କଣ କହିବି ଦେଖି ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ସାଙ୍ଗ ଥିଲା ଅଞ୍ଜନ ସେଇ ଭୁଲ କରିଥିଲା ସେ ଭୁଲ ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ଏମିତି କହିବି ତାହେଲେ ସେ ବୁଝିଗଲେ ନା ମତେ କୁହାହଉଥିବେ ବସିକି ଚାହା ପିଇକି ଗାଡ଼ି କର ଚାହା ପିଇକି ବସିକି ଗାଡ଼ି କର ବୁଝିପାରିଲ ଭେରି ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ତମର ରିଲେସନ ଖରାପ ହେବ ସବୁଠାରୁ ବଡ଼ ଜିନିଷ ହଉଛି ଇଏ ବନ୍ଧୁ ଜଣ କହିଲେ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କଣ ପାଇଁ ଆମେ କରିବା ତମ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆନ୍ସର ଭାବିବାକୁ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କାହିଁ କରିବ କୋଉଠି କରିବ କଣ ପାଇଁ କରିବ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କାହିଁକି କରିବ କାହା ସହିତ କରିବ କଣ ପାଇଁ କରିବ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କୋଉ ହିସାବରେ ତମେ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କରିବ କଣ ପାଇଁ କରିବ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କର
if you are in the court,
କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କରାଯାଇ ପାରିବ ରିଲେସନ ରିଲେସନ ବହୁତ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଯଦି ମୋ ରିଲେସନ ଖରାପ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ତାହେଲେ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କରିବି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମ ସ୍କିଲ୍ ଉପରେ ମୋ ପଢା ଉପରେ ମୁଁ ପଢାରେ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କରିବି ମୁଁ କ୍ଲାସ କମ୍ ନେବିନି କ୍ଲାସ ସେତିକି ନବା ମତେ ଜଣେ ଫୋର୍ସ କରୁଛେ କାମ କରିବାକୁ ଯଦି ମୁଁ ଏଥିକ୍ସ ପରଫେକ୍ଟ କରିବି କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କରିବି କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କରିବି ମୁଁ ରିଲେସନ ପାଇଁ କରିବି ତମେ ନୂଆ ପିଲା କୋଉଠି ମନ ଚକ୍କର ଲକ୍ ହେଇଯାଇଥିବ ତା ସହିତ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କରିବ ଯଦି କଣ ଗାଳି ମନ୍ଦ ସବୁ ଜାଗାରେ କମ୍ପ୍ରୋମାଇଜ କରିବ ସାର୍ କହିଲେ ତାଙ୍କ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥିଲା ମତେ ଆନ୍ସର ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲା ଟିକେ ପିସି ଯାହା କହିଲେ ଦେଖି ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କଣ ଥିଲା
who performed the mistake?
Who performed who mistake does the mistake
ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ ଆପଣ ମାନେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଭାବନ୍ତୁ
ଯିଏ କରିବ ସେ
ମୁଁ ସାର୍ ସମସ୍ତେ ଆନ୍ସର ମତେ ମୁଁ କହୁନି ମୁଁ ଖାଇବା ନାହିଁ ମୁଁ କେବେ ତମର ଆୟ ନାହିଁ ମୁଁ ଯାହା କହିବି ସମସ୍ତେ କୁହନ୍ତୁ ଜଣେ କଣ ପାଇଁ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ ହବ ତମେ କଣ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ କଣ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ମାନେ କୁହନ୍ତୁ ନୂଆ ଇଏ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ କୁହନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ମାନେ କାହିଁକି ଜଣେ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ କରିବ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ କଣ ପାଇଁ କରିବ ସାର୍ କହିଲେ ଉଭୟ ଆପଣ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ କରିବେ ନାହିଁ ନୂଆ ଟେକ୍ନିକାଲ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ ହବ ସାର୍ ଯେ କହିଲେ ଆମେ କିଛି ନୂଆ ଇନୋଭେସନ କରୁଛୁ ଏଇଠି ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ ହବ that is not mistake that is failure mistake होगी that is failure we try and fail that is mistake होगी कौन सी mistake का उठे पास होगी इसलिए ओवर वर्क होगा mistake होगा nervousness का हो
तो intentional हो ना non intentional
हाँ
इनको मानते जिसको कोई अपन मान को ओपीएस परीक्षा चलছে अपन मान आईएएस एग्जाम କରୁଛନ୍ତି अपन मान को पचराला देखि बापन ना कोन एली भूल कहबे कि आपण मिस्टेक करबे कि आपण मानकर पेन होउछि मेडिसिन जानि छु मेडिसिन पेन होउछि काहे कार्य काहे छै जो मु से को मेडिसिन का के कारण से खाइ दे आपण से मिस्टेक करबे मिस्टेक आपण मिस्टेक केता बडा हो जेतो बडा आपण मानकर गोटे काम पे इंटरेस्ट नथि फोर्सफुली बना आपण माने मिस्टेक करबे कार्य क्षेत्र में आपण मानस दाम लेबे करिबे से तो ऑटोमेटिक आपनकर ब्रेन रे पड़े मु ये नाइट्रोजन लेबे ओकेस परीक्षा आपण कहि देबे आपण मानकर परीक्षा अछि 10 परीक्षा 5 से 30 मार्क अछि परीक्षा दउछथि लागी पड़ी 30 मार्क नु ठीक करैबे तापर जे जान करबे उ केते lack of interest lack of consciousness हमनी के consciousness हम रखे हैं तो काम पे ठीक कौन है बाद में जे प्रॉब्लम के काम इतने मिस्टेक है मुझे दैट इज माय परसेप्शन मु जानि भी आपण मान का परसेप्शन कोन दैट इज माय परसेप्शन बहुत ठीक देखि मिस्टेक इस स्टेज में भी कारण पैरासिटामोल लेबे कि ओवर वर्क पर ठीक अछि कि ओवर वर्क को ताको सिस्टमैटिक वे मैनेज करे एक्सपोजर करे अगर आप ओवर वर्क कर रहे टॉप प्रायोरिटी बेसिस रे डिस्पोजल करियो भूल हबनी बेले बेले भूल हे जे दैट भूल दैट नॉट इज माइनर ताकू इज कोआ जाय ओवर साइज रे किछ भूल हो जाय कि सेमते भूल किछ हबनी भलो भाई आसले भलो टीचर कथा सरी गला आपण एही पॉजिटिव दिवारे भलो टीचर कि मन रखो पतरिया नै एही जे बसिते दैट जो टीचर आपण टीचर वेली आपण 15 16 वर्ष ना कि 20 वर्ष वेली काम करछन भलो टीचर माने काम करि आपण देखो सेही जो विश्वास नेगोशिएशन स्किल आपने किमती नेगोशिएट करिबा का सहित किमती नेगोशिएट करिबा माने मानसिंगर एडजस्ट करिबा माने शिखिया करिबा प्रेशराइज नै पूरा नेगोशिएट करिबे समस्त को बुझी सुझी कामटा करिया जे भैया नै फोर्सफुली जब देई फोर्सफुली आपण माने केते दिन करिवे और कोन की करिवे तापर यू विल अंडरस्टैंड टीम वर्क surrender me for we जोमटा कहिति कोन कहले की प्रकार से पहिले मो किछि करिवे समस्त करे ऑलवेज हम जानि देबे ज्ञानी लोक माने संबंध पढी देबे देबे हमको सबले समस्त को श्रेय दवा रे अचीवमेंट है तो फेलियर है ना हम नेशनल कॉमन गोल समस्त गोटे कॉमन गोल रखबार अछि हम इंस्टीट्यूशन में 5% साइंटिफिक अंजन चाहिए कि आपण चाहिए आपण का टीम चाहिए आपण मकर एडवांस स्टूडेंट चाहिए आपण माने आउ काम करिवे आपण भाबिबे मु जाय जे काम करिवे पॉसिबल आपण भाबे मु जाय फेस्टिवल करिवे बेसिक बी पॉसिबल कॉमन गोल मु एचओडी जहा चाहूछु मु जहा करिवे हम जाय हो एचओडी चाहूछि एक्सपेरिमेंट करिया को उधर करिवे कॉमन गोल कॉमन है इट मेड वेरी इंपोर्टेंट तमे कहा को चूज करिवे सेही जिंस रे चूज करिदा ना ये पूरा इंस्टीट्यूशन और देश को मैनेज कर राइट मैन को राइट देखियो बोलियो अंजन भलो स्पीच हो तो हमर कॉन्फिडेंस ताको डबल कर मस्तन भलो टेक्स्ट लेस कोनो जो वेबसाइट दिले ताको सिर्फ को ठीक जॉब तेरा गुने गण लोक में टीचर रो सब बेस्ट क्वालिटी देखि मु कोन स्टूडेंट को कोन सिलेक्ट करी एप्रिसिएशन एंड क्रिटिसिज्म एप्रिसिएशन आपण माने जदि एप्रिसिएशन जदि न सिखिए लाइफ रे किछ ग्रो करि परिबे तो एप्रिसिएशन करबा सिखो लोक माने देखो सब देखे तो हमर डेट हे जे आपण भाबंदी तो पढ़ा लोकटा चलियो बहुत हेल्प कर दिस इज जीवित टाइम रे ता मोरे घरे के बहुत भलो लोकटा थी से तो बड़े के कहि दे कहार तो हिम्मत नाही कि आपण भलो लोक मोरे कहि भला सेती करे नाही कार हसटा को देखिए सेती एप्रिशिएट करते तो ग्रो भाव अछि पर अफ्रीका ये ब्यूटीफुल वुमन इज मीनिंगलेस इज नॉट एप्रिशिएटेड उसी बात में ना जदी ଗୋଟେ ब्यूटीफुल वुमन को जदी एप्रिशिएट न करूचे तो मीनिंगलेस तो कोन माने भगवान गोटे ए ब्यूटी जिंस बनै कि गोटे भलो जिंस देइ छथि ए माने पृथ्वी को एप्रिशिएट करबा सिखिया पड़े किमिति एप्रिशिएट करबा सिखिया सिखिया पड़े ताहि रंजन तो फाटा बढ़िया है पर यू हैव टू कम्युनिकेट सॉफ्टली कहिबा हले कहिबा टाइम नहीं कहिबा है तो साटा बढ़िया है सिंपल सुनियो दिस शुड हैव प्रॉपर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल मु देखि मोरे कविता बहुत पुराना कविता छोटा वाला स्टूडेंट थिला बेले स्किल को किमि एप्रिशिएट करा जाय सोचना बहुत भल लागे से कविता रे मन रखि अंगे अंगे आदि मिथिला कटके देखिली केते जे नाही एनारी चरण कथा कथन नहिबे टिके सरी ब्यूटी अंगे बंगे अंग बोले के आगु सब राज्य अंग बोले गोटे राज्य ना कर्ण थे बंग बोले के बंगला अंग बंगे आदि मिथिला कटके सब पुना सब ओडिसा प्रदेश का नाम सब देखिली केते जे नाही हां बिहार मु ଏତେ ବିୟୁଟି ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିଲି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆଜି ମୁଁ ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଗଲାବେଳେ ଦେଖୁଛି କି ଗୋଟେ ସୁନ୍ଦର ନାରୀ ସେ ଯୋଉ ପଥରରେ ଗୋଡଟା ଖସୁଛି ସଫା କରୁଛି ନଦୀରେ ଗାଧୋଉଛ ପଥରରେ ସେ ସଫା କରୁଛି ସେ ପଥରଟା ଏତେ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଯେ ଅନ୍ୟ ନାରୀ ସେ ଖସା ପଥରକୁ ସରି ଦିଅନ୍ତି ସେ ଯୋଉ ପଥରରେ ଖସୁଛି ତ ଆପ୍ରିସିଏସନ ଲେଭେଲଟା ସେଇ ହିସାବରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲା ମୋ କଣ୍ଟେଷ୍ଟଟା ବୁଝିଲା ନା ବୁଝିପାରିଲି କୋଉ ଲେଭେଲର ମାନେ ମୁଁ ସବୁ ବୁଲିଲି ଦେଖିଲି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆଜି ଏମିତି ଫର୍ଚୁନେଟଲି ଅଙ୍ଗେ ଅଙ୍ଗେ ମିଥିଳା କଟକରେ ଦେଖିଲି କେତେ ଯେ ନାରୀ ଏନାରୀ ଚରଣ ବସା ପଥରକୁ ମହି ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ନାରୀ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପଥରରେ ଗୋଡା ଖସୁଛି ସେ ଗୋଡା ଧରିଥିବା ପଥରକୁ କେହି ସହି ନୁହନ୍ତି ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ କରୁଛି এইভাবে ନାହିଁ ଯେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ତେଲ ମାରିଲେ କୁହନ୍ତୁ କହିଲେ ତେଲୁଆ କୁହନ୍ତୁ କଣ ସିଏ ଲୋକ ତ ଖୁସି ହେଲା ଆମେ ଯାହାକୁ କହିଲେ କାହାକୁ ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ ଭଲ ଲାଗେ ସବୁବେଳେ କୁହନ୍ତୁ କାହାକୁ ଭଲ କହିଲେ ତମର କିଛି ଲସ୍ ହଉଛି କି ସିଏ ତ ଖୁସି ହଉ ଭାଇ ସେ ତା ମନରେ ତ ଖୁସି ଦେଖ
cannot speak by this justifying this.
ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ଆପଣମାନେ ବି ତ ମୁଁ କହିଲି କବିତା ରାମ ଆଣ୍ଡ ବିଭୀଷଣ ମୁଁ ବି ବହୁତ ମିଟିଂରେ କୁହେ ଯୁଦ୍ଧ ଷ୍ଟେଜ ଚାଲିଛି ସମସ୍ତେ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର ହେଇକି ଯୁଦ୍ଧ କରିବାକୁ ବିଭୀଷଣ ଆସୁଛି ରାମ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମଣ ଦେଖିଲା ଶତ୍ରୁ ଆମ ପାଖକୁ ଆସିଲେ ସିଧା ତାକୁ ମାରିବାକୁ ଚାଲୁଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ରାମ ସିଧା ଠିଆ ହେଇକିରି କହିଲେ ଲଙ୍କେଶ ଆଇଏ ବିଭୀଷଣକୁ ଲଙ୍କେଶ କହିଲେ କଣ ପାଇଁ କହିଲେ ସିଏ ସେଇଠି ତାକୁ ଡିସାଇଡ କରିଦେଲେ ତୁ ଲଙ୍କାର ରାଜା ତାକୁ ନା ଆସିକିରି ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମଣ କେମିତି ଭାଇ ମୋ ଶତ୍ରୁ ତ କାହିଁ ପାଖରେ କାହିଁ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସିଏ ଲଙ୍କେଶ ବନେଇଦେଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ବସେଇଦେଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ସାଇଡରେ ବସେଇଲେ ତୁ ରାଜା ତୁ ଲଙ୍କାର ରାଜା ଦେଇଗଲା ଆପଣ ପାଖକୁ ଯିଏ ଆସୁଛି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଆସୁଛି ତାକୁ କହିବ ତୁ ଏଇଠି ଗେଟ୍ ପାଇ ଦିଟା ଅଲରେଡି ନେଇଯିବୁ 100% ପାଇବୁ କିଛି ଦ୍ୱିଧା ନାହିଁ ପଢିବ ଆପଣ ଇମାଜିନ କରିବେ ତାପରେ 10ଟା ବହି ପଢିବ ଯେ ତୁ ବଢିଆ ପଢୁଛୁ ଆପ୍ରିସିଏସନ କରିବା ଶିଖନ୍ତୁ ଲାଇଫରେ ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କ ଖୁସି ଦେଖିବା ଶିଖନ୍ତୁ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ସବୁ କିଛି ଭଲ ହେଇଯିବ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଲାଇଫରେ ଦୁଃଖ ବି ରହିବନି କେବେ ଦୁଃଖୀ ହେବେନି କାରଣ ଦୁଃଖୀ କେତେବେଳେ ହଉଛି ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କର ଗ୍ରୋଥ ଦେଖିବେ ଦୁଃଖୀ ହଉଛି ଆପଣମାନେ ଯଦି ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କ ଗ୍ରୋଥ ଯଦି ଗ୍ରୋଥ କରିବେ ସାକ୍ଷୀ ରଖିବେ କାହିଁ ଦୁଃଖ ରହିବ କିଛି ଦୁଃଖ ଲାଗେନି ଆଉ ତ ବହୁତ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଭାବି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଟିଚର ବି ସବୁବେଳେ ଦେଖିବେ କେମିତି କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ କଣ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ତାଙ୍କ ପ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟସ କମ୍ୟୁନିକେଟ କରିବେ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଜଣେଇବେ immediately not so to be delay in judgment happening moment ଆପଣ immediately proactively react କରିବେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଏଇଆ ହେଇଛି ସେ ଜିନିଷ କେମିତି proactively react କଲେ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଟିଚରର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ସଲଭିଂ ରହିବାର ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଛୁଟି ନେବାକୁ ଆସିଛି କରିକି କଣ ଦରକାର ଏବେ କେମିତି ଏମିତି କହିଲେ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ କଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମାନି इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस କିଛି କାମ ନବାର ଅଛି କାହା ଇମୋଶନାଲ ଗେମ୍ ଖେଳିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ କେମିତି ଇମୋଶନାଲ ଗେମ୍ ଆପଣ ଛୁଆ କଣ ହଉଛି ଛୁଆ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିବେ କିଛି ଜିନିଷ ନବାର ଥିବ ବାପା ମାଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ କି ମା ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ବାପା ଆଜି ନହେଲେ ହବନି ଆଜି ଯିବାକୁ ପଡେ କେମିତି ଗେଲେ ସେମିତି କହିଦେବାକୁ ପଡେ ଇମୋଶନାଲି କାମ ହବନି emotionally you should have talk emotionally and you should have emotional balance otherwise how can they so right self awareness versus self consciousness self awareness is a difference on it self consciousness माने मु आज मु ए दिन कहली ए मीटिंग रे कहली Anjan ko I mean Anjan mo pre ko dimar ko. These are self conscious. ये कौन भाभी वो ये कौन कोई पता नहीं मार कि सेल्फ awareness ना ठीक है मु आवाज पता है पानी से प्रयोग करें मु आवाज अंदर मतलब भला करें मु सेल्फ आवाज अच्छी my brain is ready पता है यही लोग that people or अंजन will say about that about me सारे मुझसे पूरे about me it is not issue this is self consciousness मु बिल्कुल conscious करे that situation will arise and I will handle that situation perfectly. There is no effect of my brain emotionally physical nothing will happen to me. I would have so the self motivation. Self motivation is more almost more body self motivation that you do. Okay. Max Lock highlight theory which American साइकोलॉजी से बहुत किसी आपको ये देइछ कोन मैं बिया नंबर देइछ तणे खाली मु कहूची टीचर माने मोटिवेट हो सार मोटिवेट हो मास्टर के आपण मोटिवेट हो समस्त मोटिवेट जीत लगता है तो सिंग मोटिवेट है कौन मोटिवेट डिपेंड्स ऑन भाई ये फैक्टर का तो मोटिवेट करियर इंस्टीट्यूशन जाने रन करूची तापाकरे बहुत टीचर अछती और काई मोटिवेट होना काई टीचर माने पढोना कि मोटिवेट होना ये फैक्टर ना दरकार फिजियोलॉजिकल फैक्टर हम आपण मानकर भलो खाइबा पीबा हेल्दी रहिया अछि यदि हेल्दी न हो मुंडा में तुम कोन मोटिवेट हेल्दी आउटे जिंसर का सेफ्टी यदि आपण माने एई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन काम करूछन आपण मानकर सेफ्टी लेस नाही आपण मानको जदि रिटायरमेंट करा तरे प्रोविजन कोन मिलियो आपण मानकर इंक्रीमेंट नाही आपण मानकर पैसा मासु मास मिलुनी तो जॉब रे तो सेफ्टी नाही आपण माने कि मोटिवेटेड इज इट पॉसिबल विल बी मोटिवेटेड स्टूडेंट मानको मोटिवेट करिबा त स्टूडेंट माने भरोसा करिबा देखि नाही स्टूडेंट माने भरोसा करिबा बाबा खाइ ताकि से जिंस मु ऑर्गेनाइज निकल जे कहिबी जदि मैनेजमेंट लोक को कहिदा दी कि सब भागवत को मोटिवेट करिया गले ये जिंस सब दरकार किंतु आपण माने आउ फैक्टर कोन रहउची लॉ ऑफ बिलोंगिंग आपण माने जदि फॉलो में इंस्टीट्यूशन आपण माने जॉब करछन काम से तो पडुनी पडुनी आपण जदि मोटिवेट हेबे की बोला तो आपण माने मोटिवेट करिया गले फिजियोलॉजिकल स्ट्रांग होवा पड़े हेल्दी होवा पड़िबो ये सेफ्टी दरकार स्टूडेंट माने होनो बिलोंगिंग स्टूडेंट माने फॉलो होवा पड़े अदरवाइज they will not motivate. Can you motivate? No motivate is possible. Motivate depends upon so many factors. Esteem, one that respect the one, estimate or appreciate the other. Then self appreciation. अनकरा हमें केतरा फैक्ट को जानिए ही पड़ेगा. मु ये जिंस आले मु जिंस एक्सेप्ट करे. मोर मु ये काम करनी मु आसे छुट्टी रही तो मते सैलरी मिलेगा. तापर सेल्फ निजे जानिली तापर मोटिवेट करिया बोले आपण मान स्टूडेंट मान प्रॉपर हेल्दी करिया पड़े. गोद भलरे खाइबे भलरे सोइबे पीटीएम पीटीएम ର ପୂର୍ବ ରହୁଛି ତମର ହଉଛି ପୋଜିଶନ ଟାଇମ ମୋବାଇଲ କି ମ୍ୟାନେଜ କରେ ତାପରେ ଆମର ବଡ ଟପିକ ରେ କହିବା ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡାକୁ ମେଣ୍ଟେନ କରିବା ସ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ଆପଣ ଡିଟେଲ କରିବେ ସେଫ୍ଟି ଦେବେ ତାଙ୍କ ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ ପାସ୍ କରିବେ ଭଲ ମାର୍କ ବି ମିଳିବ ତାଙ୍କ ରେସ୍ପେକ୍ଟ ମିଳିବ ତାହେଲେ ଦେ ୱିଲ କ୍ୟାରି କରିବ ଟୁ ଦ ବେଷ୍ଟ ଆଣ୍ଡ ୱିଲ ବି ମୋଟିଭେଟେଡ ଆଣ୍ଡ କ୍ଲାସ ଦ ଜିଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଗେଟ୍ ସବୁ ପାଇଯିବେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ସବୁ WhatsApp ରେ ଅଛି ମୋଷ୍ଟ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ୱାର୍ଡ I admit I made a mistake. Almost to admit very clearly I made a mistake. I did a good job. You did a good job. You should appreciate that. What is your opinion? You should ask before taking any decision. You should ask your colleague and everybody do you think and then you take your decision. And if you take a decision without consulting the each and everybody of your organization, then they will think that we are not a part of organization. Regulatory organization means if you have every decision, if you want to produce the quality product, quality state, and if we person should know quality, what is the quality and everything should we should know and it should share to everybody. Otherwise, we cannot do the best. If you please, we just request others to do the work. Don't just put your idea in others and your dream job in others. Forcefully to do the things better way. And next is, thank you, we just appreciate and when we just do the we not I. And next is problem, you just neglect the small thing, you don't spend your time counting the stars, just you reflect and you just put you just stand on moon, just don't count the stars. আপনারা কারো ছোট ছোট মিস্টেক গুলা দেখুন, স্টুডেন্ট কিছু ভুল করা, ছোট ছোট ভুল করা ডোন্ট কাউন্ট, লুজ ইট টাইম, do our you don't count the stars, focus on moon and it will get. This is the very small leak in there. If you think this is a problem, your whole day will be. You can follow it. So there are पानी में होती तो घर वाले भी कहते हैं कि organization अभी कानून पालना पड़ता है. Is it means my thing is that students and who is on the just from around and otherwise you cannot go home. हमारा यदि वाइफ की हस्बैंड कथा करूँ ताकि भाभी ना से और do you think that someone late if somebody is coming in late to office then definitely you don't today something happen anybody this is a very good the picture you just imagine this is the picture what does it mean please you when this is the end of my study. What does it mean, this feature? Everybody knows. What does it mean? Please, explain. So what does that picture represent? Means this indicate that Arjun is selecting and requesting, not selecting, requesting Lord approach. And he the Duryodhana is sitting there and he has taken the 12 the Sapta story Sandhya. This Sapta story Sandhya. This Sapta story Sandhya. Hindu Arjuna Paul one was select. Taco Bakar is Sapta Lakshya Sandhya. Is 14 Lakshya Sandhya. Is 14 Lakshya Sandhya and Gote Srikrushna. से काहे करू सिलेक्ट कोन में सिलेक्ट हमारे तो नीति भी है नहीं से कोई नहीं पूजा करेंगे मु किसी करेंगे कोन में सिलेक्ट से लाख लाख से दुनिया में विन भी करे कोन पे विन करे तो लक्ष्य 31% कोन पे गया व्हाई होगा कोन पे से दुनिया में कहीं भी विन कर सुधर वो कोन पे विन करे because of what Srikrushna is good motivate समस्त को मोटिवेट करे समस्त को अप्रिशिएट करे केते केते युद्ध माने योद्धा करे केते काहे डिमोरलाइज करे नो वार ऑफ डिमोरलाइज समस्त को अप्रिशिएट करे समस्त को गोटे चेन रे बांधी रखे सेही भले लोक दरकार ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रे आपण क्लास टीचर अछंती आपण सब स्टूडेंट को गोटे सीए रे बांधी रखे चेष्टा कर लाइक कृष्ण then you will win the war. This is not possible. You just select a good motivator, good mentor, then you will save your life. एखादा का हमारे नेगोशिएशन जो कॉम्प्रोमाइज होई है डिस्कस करके कॉम्प्रोमाइज नो सिचुएशन भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज करियो दादा हम डिस्कस कर दे अब एनी अदर थिंग the carrying procedures for time that is also going to this. The thing is, I think all the doubts discussion that no to come.
You appreciate that appreciation must have some limit. If you go on appreciating any work and anything to any extent,
You understand?
no, anytime teacher will not.
Actually, what Padison told me, actually, I also agree. We deserve means we appreciate, but If the input will not be there, we cannot.
To push up also it is necessary.
Yes.
To push up also. No, appreciation motivates.
These in other words, तो सही है ना पहले आप काम करिए.
Particularly in class, if a dull student also, we just little appreciate him. He get motivated, sparks creates. I have observed.
Appreciation तो अलग है. समझ तो कहीं नहीं बोलेंगे. ये मुझे कहीं सुनेगा बोलेंगे.
Everyone know it.
Everyone know.
We will not do that. One thing, but to your particular lab, asking one question specifically to you. You are getting motivated by the appreciation, or your output is getting increased if you scolded by your
No. Student learning actually. Even student are happy.
So I am asking how in your specific case, your output comes when somebody your leader is appreciated, or your leader is
Scolding.
calling others. So you are not on this thing. Do it within 1 hour. You do it in the time specific.
Right after the more.
Or anything that we or in the
On golden there is access on this place.
That is scolding.
Acceptance of the person who is scolding. If you have acceptance to that person, it will improve. If you are not accepting that person who will scold you,
so output
you get
sometimes also depends.
हमें तो scolding. You just think other way. He is guiding.
Not calling.
Why will you think that we can do it? Just not having a single ଆପଣ କୋଉଠି କାହାକୁ ମିଟିଂ ଚାଲିଛି ଅଞ୍ଜନ ସାମ୍ନାରେ ମୁଁ ମନେକର ଦୁନିଆ ସାଥକୁ ଆପ୍ରିସିଏଟ୍ ଅଞ୍ଜନ ଲାଗିବ କିନ୍ତୁ ଦୁନିଆ ସାଥକୁ ଏତେ ଗାଡ଼ି ଦେବାରେ ତାକୁ ଆପ୍ରିସିଏଟ୍ କରିବେ ଅଲଗା ଇଟ ଇଜ ଲର୍ନିଂ ଦୁନିଆ ସାଥକୁ ଆପ୍ରିସିଏଟ୍ କରିବା ତାକି ଏକୁଟିଆ ମିଟିଂରେ ଗଲେ আমাদের ସିନିୟର ଲୋକ ବି ପାଇବେ କିନ୍ତୁ ବେଟର ଯୋଉମାନେ ବଡ ଲୋକ ତାକୁ ମିଟିଂରେ ଆପ୍ରିସିଏଟ୍ କରିବେ ଟିକେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଦୁନିଆ ସାଥକୁ ଡାକିକି କେବିନରେ ବସେଇ ସାଥ୍ ବି ଆପ୍ରିସିଏଟ୍ କରିବେ ବଢିଆ କାମ କରୁଛି that is the skill of this work. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vandana, and everybody leading for the opportunity to discuss. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sudarshan, my friend, for your very nice and motivating, encouraging, and discussive session. We refresh everyone. And now I would like to request our Vice Principal, Dr. U.S. Niswar, to say a few words and to felicitate our resource person, Dr. Sudarshan Niswar.
Thank you. On behalf of Royal College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, and on behalf of this faculty development program, I extend my thanks to Dr. Sudarshan Niswar, sir, for giving valuable information and with a suitable example how we develop our soft skill and how we also be a good teacher. And what are the things we have to follow in our day-to-day life to make ourselves a successful teacher. And only I can say when we all will be a good teacher, when we all will be a good human being first. Qualification, education, that is secondary. If a non-educated person also, he or she will behave, or if he is having a moral value, then we can say he or she is a good human being. And are we a human being? along with we are educated. So we should be better than them. Always better. We should be better than them. We should be a good human being. So how we develop and how we become a good human being, there is not possible in our own life until unless we rectify ourselves. We cannot change the system. And when we are feeling the system policy which is not appointed for me, policy will never change. We have to change ourselves. Then only you can survive anywhere in the world. They become more happiest person in the world. So, and he already explained about all these things with a nice example, so many examples. So I explained that after thanks to Dr. Sudhakar Vishwal and with his lot of valuable time he spent with us. That also, we are really very much fortunate and thanking to Dr. Vishwa for giving a nice conversation.
I would have after this, the presentation he delivered, most things is matching to his nature, to his character, and to his integrity. Honestly speaking, not any sugar administration, really, his level of excellence is very high. His attitude of compromising is very high. He never get angry. The best compliment is him. And what he wrote many times, he will not appreciate it. Probably appreciate career. No, it is a positive person, definitely. दरकार अब आगे जो सेव करा मनीष में करिया मु कहबी भलो ही
You cannot be like this from Baram.
हेबाटा भी को हबाटा भी को बेस्ट थिंग है हेल्पिंग एटीट्यूड तार सांगो हेरी नका he has no second thought. Very smart, dynamic, and very instant to extend his hand to support anyone. And honestly, I appreciate not any sure appreciation I'm doing. So thank you so very much.
Motivation class.
I request my because we are this and I request Navin sir and Nihar Pani sir. Principal and Hossain and so Prasad sir also please come. No problem. Apana sir also Ishwari sir. Rajeshri madam also please come. And once again I would like to acknowledge his contribution to make this effective program recognized by the PJ, Pharmacy Council of India. Great.
So
No, we are so much thankful.
Madam, one suggestion. Please have a two questions from each expert. But simple multiple, there will be evaluation after this 6 days program. My suggestion. Simple two questions. Having multiple choice, having 4 choices. each expert will give 2 questions to you. You just compile it, and after the end of the total program, you evaluate it. And it is some. You also give some primary group discussion in the last group discussion regarding what they have.
The Saraswati Ganga and make a core team. You just give one assignment and
Assignment
give
give
the
one.
presentation. You give the mass distribution.
Ganga
So you
Nirmada,
turn the
Narmada.
just to make the
गंगा पूजा का इतना अमरता है कि So the assignment will be like this. 50% or 60% will be these two questions from each expert. Then some group discussion will be there. And 10 marks or 5 marks from discipline and other activities.
and then we interactive.
So this will be there will be final evaluation. Give 3 hours from the 3 hours. 3 hours for the best performance. Okay. That will be more important. And hope, as I have told, he will be all will come as a branded. Not local, all will come as a leader as a branded.
तो ये समझ रहे हैं हमारा बहुत बिजी शेड्यूल मिला शीघ्र पड़ेगा sufficient time more than doing now. We are so thankful on behalf of Royal Family and our last session will continue. Meanwhile, we'll say leave them goodbye and coming back. Next session will continue and Madam will be here. Thank you all. Good continue. I take mobile. Take mobile.
So I'll start. So, good evening, all of you. Almost evening, I hope so. I'll not take too much of the time, but I have prepared a concise lecture or presentation oriented towards the theme, that is implementation of AI and simulations in pharmacy curriculum or pharmacy education. So all of us actually know about all the traditional ways that we have been following in our academic regular life in our institutions. All the traditional teaching methodologies we know, the blackboard teaching, the assessments like internal assessments, formative assessments, the summative assessments, all sorts of assignments, assessments and assignments we have gone through. But today, the emerging field is AI and simulations, which are being integrated into all the fields, not only in pharmacy. They are just now being tried to get integrated into all the fields so that the work becomes takes less time. Then risks will be less, failures will be less, because AI first AI tries to learn by itself and then gives its predictions, and then we can have our own judgment on what AI or simulation will do, and then we can have the final outcome. This is what the added advantage when we incorporate AI or simulations into our pharmacy education. And as far as today my presentation is concerned, I am only covering two aspects. That is, one is inculcating simulations in clinical side, clinical pharmacy side, and the other one is AI and simulations in case of analytical method validations and method developments. These two are the aspects. There are n number of aspects where simulation and AI can be integrated, but I am covering these two items today. That is, one is incorporation of simulation in pharmacy practice or clinical practice, and the other one is incorporation of AI or simulations in method developments and validations. These two are the things that I am going to discuss about. So here you can see, we can see why we actually are striving for simulations and AI integrations is to prepare practice-ready pharmacists for modern health. So a traditional way is having a classroom teaching and then assessments and then assignments and then a series of exams and then going for practical training. Until unless in the present scenario in our regular curriculum, the student enters into the hospital and goes for a hands-on hospital training, until then he doesn't have the experience actually. But still, by incorporating simulations and AI, we can have the same experience in the institution itself. We can prepare them as practice-ready pharmacists. That is the difference. And then we can, in this sense, we can blend the pedagogy, we can blend the technology and innovations into our teaching learning systems. So coming to the practice aspect, as I have said, the first aspect. So you can see there a single picture. On the left-hand side of the picture, we can see a traditional way of teaching. A blackboard teaching is visible there. Whereas on the left-hand side, we can see the active learning and the pedagogy, where problem-based and case-based evaluations are being done. And you can see in the right-hand corner, you can see a mannequin being handled. That is nothing but human anatomical models which give the reflexes like humans. These also at high fidelity can be used in clinical practice, where the students get the experience, which both less risk and less failures and easy judgments, safe judgments can be done. And this is what the explanation is, a detailed way of the previous slide, that is simulation-based education, which actually enhances clinical knowledge, which enhances communication and teamwork, and decision making and problem solving made easy here, and as a regular practice. And then we will be working in a safe environment without risks to the actual patients. So you can see in the picture there the mannequin, which is being handled by the students, and the teacher is there along with them, where they directly do their experiments on that, and then they observe the reflexes like human reflexes, and they have a that is called as a type of a simulation study. And then different types of simulations are there in clinical practice side. They are like a role play can be there. I have given a brief picture for each one. Role play where patient scenarios are created, like there can be a trained actor or a peer, that means a classmate or a senior can be acting like a patient and he will be posing these questions and the particular student will be handling. Those are called as a role play type of a simulation. And then there will be standard patients. That is another type of simulation where there will be trained actors and faculty also portraying the real cases to the students. And then mannequin-based simulation, which is most widely used, where mannequins or human anatomical models are used with high fidelity. And then, which you can see in the third picture over there. And then computer-based simulations are also there, where the entire, we can see a virtual lab in the air, and we can see the molecules, we can see the interpretations, we can see the reactions, we can handle them with our hands, turn with our hands, and all those are called as a simulation virtual labs. For which different equipment are also there, different types of spectacles are also there. Those are the equipments that we have to purchase and then operate the software. How we get the virtual lab is not as it is, that is, they are having certain equipment. We have to operate scaffold of that software, we have to play the software, and when we play the software, we must have those particular spectacles, which you can see in certain images, certain devices they are called as, those devices have to be purchased. Then we can see them see the molecules in the air, the reactions going on in front of us and so on. And even for HPLC and GC, we can see the graphs and all happening here. And serious gaming in the sense here it is different puzzles that will be given to the learners, time-based, time-specific, and there will be certain escape rooms here. The escape rooms means pressurized. People will be playing them under very limited amount of time. Those are called as an escape room type of simulation games, where people will be having simple quizzes, simple puzzles, where they will be all giving their answers online, then they can get their prizes or rewards or not. So this is an in-detailed explanation for role play, where it can be peer-based learning, where students peers can act as patients and interact with the students. And there will be motivational interviewing here, which encourages behavior change through empathy, and active listening will be enhanced through these type of role play simulations. Patient counseling skills can be enhanced through these role play, and there will be a reflective practice. That means a student can assess himself how much he is able to handle a patient. He can have his own feedback. Good, well-structured feedback can be had through these type of role plays. And then standardized patients in the sense, we can see here in the picture, the tutors or the teachers are observing the students from the mirrors behind. The teachers are observing the students from the mirrors behind, and there will be some trained actors who will be like the patient. They will be posing their questions, and the students are handling that particular standardized patient, and the teachers are observing them, having their feedback, and giving them their assessments, how the students are able to handle them. So this gives rise to real case simulations, and good faculty observation, good feedback and reflections, and safe environment. Less risk, because they don't really handle a real patient. And then this already we have discussed till now, mannequins-based simulation, where there will be human anatomical models of high fidelity, which give reflexes like human reflex. And then these are widely used. They give an acute care training to the students, and then they are used for skill integration, which combines pharmacology, communications, clinical decision making exercises, and all they can do on that. And instructor guidance feedback also, because there will be a teacher there and students there, and the teacher will be directly guiding them and giving his own feedback on it. And there are computer-based simulations also that directly we operate with software. And then we can have through computer-based simulations, we can have problem-based learning skills operated in the classroom, and then clinical decision-making skills can be enhanced, and then feedbacks can be obtained, analytics can be obtained, and competency development can be seen. These are the things which we can do by computer-based simulations. These are nothing but softwares that can be operated in a system and can be played in the class, and directly students will be handling those. And if we have the devices, they can see it near them. They don't be seen like a board, like just what we are seeing now. The molecules will be in the air. Their assessments will be in the air. The patient will be near them, like that. See with the devices. And gamification also, I told you, I just described to you. There can be interactive quizzes, online quizzes, then pharmacy escape rooms. That means the games that are played under pressurized time limits, and then medication history games. So that means there will be some exercises which the students get used to. A lot of training will be done here. So overall, the benefits of these simulation-based evaluations are like clinical, it improves clinical reasoning, therapeutic judgment, builds confidence in the students, competency levels in the students, then strengthens the communication, then empathy, teamwork is enhanced, and then they get exposed to even rare and critical cases also, which they may not come across in the real world. But there are some challenges also for these type of simulation evaluations, because there are a lot of barriers and constraints, like man-things if we want to handle with the students, they are high cost. And faculty need training to operate all these software and simulation-based experiments. And sometimes we may have limited validated assessment tools also to evaluate the students. Maybe we have adapted the lab, maybe we have purchased the man-things, but still we must have the particular assessment tools also to assess the students, how far they have learned. And then infrastructure and curricular rigidity. We may be busy with our curriculum, so these things have this type of constraints to be adopted. So, and at the same time, there is artificial intelligence. Along with simulation, there's the other one, that is artificial intelligence, which go linked with one another, by which we can have flipped classrooms. What do you mean by a flipped classroom is, in a flipped classroom, the students actually get through the material or the topic what the teacher will be teaching in the next class. They go through the material, have an idea of what the teacher is going to tell in the next class, and then attend the class. And while in such cases, in such type of flipped classrooms, when they attend the class, it's not just a teaching classroom, but it will be an interactive session, because already the students have gone through the material. It is more of an interactive session. They can express their own ideas and they can clear their doubts, and like that it will be better than simple classroom teaching where they did it for the first time. And there will be virtual labs. All these already just now we have discussed, and in the analysis part also we can discuss. Like AI-driven simulations for compounding the drugs, molecular interactions, synthesis, and then analysis-wise also we have a virtual lab. We only have to select the particular software and we have to operate in the system. And we must have devices held for our eyes, and then we can see the virtual labs. So interprofessional education is also possible through AI. So the meaning of interprofessional education is people from different disciplines also can participate in the discussions and so on. So these are just the figures that I have given for flipped classrooms where the student is already going through the material, virtual lab where the student is handling the AI integrated lab, and then gamification where the student is playing certain online game there. Online game in the sense the pharmacy games related to pharmacy. And then interprofessional education, where different discipline students can interact together. And then virtual patients, that means not a real patient, but still the student will be interacting with the patient and gets the practice of how to handle. And AI analytics are also there. That means analytics mostly handle the assessment tools. That means how far the students have gained, what are the percentages, how to assess the students that they have learned. This is what just we have seen in the pictures. These are also the things that we have covered, like virtual pharmacy simulations, decision-making scenarios will be there, then virtual labs and compounding will be there. All these can be created by using simulation software and AI integrated with one another. Like performance can be assessed by performance analytics, and virtual patient can be created, and with which the students will be directly interacting to. And clinical case simulations can be there, where the students can directly give their own suggestion for how the case study has to be done. So these are certain assessment strategies like objective structured clinical examinations. Objective structured clinical examinations means, for example, a particular task is there, like a problem given or a case study that is given to a student. Then the student will be assessed at each step of his case study. That means a questionnaire will be prepared, will be given by the simulation or the AI itself for each and every step of the case study. That is called as objective structure, where not only the end mark or the end exam is evaluated, but each and every step is evaluated. Those type of evaluations are necessary. And the metrics and the SOAP nodes. SOAP nodes means like subjective, objective assessment platforms should be adopted. Objective platforms and subjective platforms have to be adopted. Then AI-powered formative assessments must be there. Continuous feedbacks must be there. So AI can be used in all these things. Can be used in all. Can be inculcated into our regular academics in all these things. Formative assessments are the short-term assessments, and the summative assessments are the end assessments. And we can have reflective writings and peer evaluations also. That means we can have collective discussions with the peers, and then reflective writings. That means we can give the comments, reviews, etc. by using these assessment strategies. And this is the first part, that how it can be used in the clinical side, and how AI and simulation are integrated into analytical method development and validation. This is the second part of my thing, where the world is moving towards more efficiency, automation, and the real world impact. How AI is having its real world impact on method validation and analytical development. So analytical method development starts here. Actually, why we do is to ensure drug safety, efficacy, and consistency, which is very critical for regulatory approval. And every validated method, you can see the caption at the end, every validated method is a promise to the doctors, to the regulators, and most importantly, the patients. So that is why actually the validations play a very, very important role. And then we are now moving from traditional way of assessing or traditional method validations and developments, when we used to visually observe the color or observe the readings and then note them. From there, we are now going into a automated ones, which because the traditional ones now are considered as a time consuming, and there may be variabilities, there may arise certain errors, and there may delay regulatory submissions. These are the reasons why we are integrating AI and simulations also into method developments. So what is the role in AI in the method development, analytical method development especially, is AI will be able to predict the optimal conditions of pH, solvent temperatures, reduces trial and error experiments, and then enhances the robustness and reproducibility. This is why we are actually going to adopt AI into our method developments and validations also. It simply, AI just simply doesn't guess it, but it learns about the topic what we are trying to extract from it. And only difference is it learns fast. Learns faster. That is why AI is having its own importance. And here you can see a small flowchart, the difference between a traditional analytical method development and an AI enhanced AMW, that is AMV, that is analytical method validation workflow. In the traditional one, we have manual data collection, whereas in the AI integrated one, we have an automated data collection. And we do a manual statistical analysis in the traditional analysis, and there we have machine learnings and automatically given. Here we have documentation. There, the document is directly generated with NLP generated reports. NLP is a natural language processing reports will be generated. And the reviews are actually our whatever we do traditionally are reviewed and approved. As in case of AI generated one, the AI one will be viewed by us. We can view it. We can have our own human evaluation, and then we can go back. These are some of the AI tools which can be used in analytical method development and validations, like Chromeleon CDS, which can be used for chromatography data systems, which automates peak analysis. These are right now being used in certain industries also. And we have Empower 3, which can be used for HPLC GC method development for AI assisted optimization purposes. There are different steps in method validation, like optimization and so optimization, validation, essay, etc. They can be used at different steps. Then we have Everose AI, which can be used for manufacturing quality control, which can be used exactly for real-time validation. And then we have the LabGuru ELN, that is, which is called as an electronic lab notebook, which can be used for natural language processing for documentation purpose of these validations. And then we have in silico medicine software, which can be used for in the drug discovery, and deep learning for method predictions, etc. These are not just tools, but now we are going to adopt them. We are now adopting them as our mates or lab mates in our labs. And here we have Jerome Workman. He is a person who actually pioneered in AI signal processing and spectroscopy. How he did it is he applied neural networks to method modeling. That is the logic what he applied in his AI pioneering. He applied neural networks to method modeling. So he didn't just analyze the data, but he taught the machines how to think like chemistry. That is how he integrated AI for use in the method validations. And then where AI can actually be used and how he used at different options is, in case of complex overlapping peaks are obtained in method developments and validations, AI can be used for peak deconvolution for separating the component peaks. And then if you have a wavy lines or curves, then AI can be used for pattern recognitions. And if we have a data scatter or noise, then AI can be used for data processing and noise reduction. If we have certain models, for example, the black box model or so, then AI can be used for making model decisions, giving the decisions. And then in case of instrument layouts also, it can be used for calibration systems also. These are the steps or the areas or fields where AI can be used in our method validations. And Jerome Workman, who has actually pioneered this AI into analytical method validation and so on, he has published certain articles, part 1 in 2023, which defines AI, machine learning, and trigonometrics. He has also published part 2 for in which AI can be integrated into spectroscopy, NIR, IR, etc. And also he has also published another one called Exploring AI for domain knowledge of AI integrated systems. These are the publications also given by that person. And there is a real world example like Harinka, Sitnik, and Shangua, who have worked in these areas. Like Tool Universe and AI frameworks. They developed AI agents for scientific discovery. They are able to develop AI agents. They used over 600 tools to simulate and validate the methods. So this is another real example. They have almost by using this many tools, they were able to build AI scientists. They were able to build certain agents who will be reasoning, planning, and validating like people like us. So that is how the AI tools have been built up by the field. And this is an example of real world case study. There was a problem that was faced by manufacturing at a certain period of time for regulatory violation, but they took the help of AI and could automatically detect the validation errors and then could complete their validation part, and then they could get the approval from the regulatory body. So they have used AI in validation. Manufacturing, these are the examples where the industries are already incorporating AI into their validation part. This is another one, like in Novartis. The problem is the traditional chromatographic method development at Novartis required a lot of time and experiments, making the process slow and resource intensive and expensive. In such cases, they have used AI, analyzed the experimental data, and predicted the optimal chromatographic conditions such as mobile phase, pH, and column conditions. So these are the places where Novartis has also used the AI for their to bring their methods for 40% faster. And this is another example with AstraZeneca, where the method validation involves repetitive checks for precision, accuracy, linearity, making the process time consuming prone to human error. They also started using the AI solutions for automate validation checks and detect the anomalies in the real time. These industries like manufacturing, Novartis, and AstraZeneca have already incorporated AI into their validations and method. Only a simple flowchart showing how the AI scientists are represented. And this is again a bar graph that is showing the blue color shows the traditional method of method development, and the red color shows the time taken for method development and validations by incorporating AI. So you can see a vast change that the time that is taken for method development and validation by AI integration is far less than the traditional methods of method development and validations. So already I have discussed this in the table previously. These are all the different softwares that can be used for AI incorporations in pharma, Power, Lab Guru, then Romelion, Tool Universe, all these things, Aero, AI, all these things, Aero AI can also be used in different cases in pharma for analytical method. And you know that these softwares have different features, like Romelion can be used for chromatography data system, and Power 3 can be used for HPLC and GC method developments. Aero can be used for quality control, and then Lab Guru, which is called as an electronic notebook, can be used for documentation purpose. In silico medicine can be incorporated in drug discovery, and Tool Universe can be used as an AI agent and framework for even the regulatory bodies now they are saying it's time to evolve. That is instead of traditional way of method validations, they are also asking us to incorporate AI. Even now the regulatory bodies also, like PA and ICH also. Like for example, ICH Q2R2 supports a digital validation. So ICH Q2R2 has already given in the guideline that we can go for digital validation. Even our regulatory bodies are now saying for evolving instead of going for traditional. So all these innovations, all these AI incorporations, and all these simulations are not just for innovations, but for and innovations and simulations. We are not just building up the technology, but we are helping the people for faster approvals and faster acquisition. In fact, we want to help the people. So in the picture here, you can see the future outlook, where that is already integrated. Analytical lab, which is already integrated with AI, where simulations and AI are already working in the lab. This is being shown there. It is a digital twin of a lab simulation-based method development and global cloud collaboration, continuous validation models. So the future is not somewhere else, it is already here. Only thing is we have to use it, we have to start using it. So the picture shows human and AI hand touching across a digital interface. So AI enhances speed, safety and scalability. So we need not wait for the change to come. It is for us to take the lead and incorporate these AIs and simulations in our labs. So certain other pharmaceutical companies like Freya Solutions, generic drugs developers, global pharma, R&D, these are all using virtual AI application areas at different fields like validations, HPLC method development, virtual method simulations and analysis, etc. So the main recommendations here are we have to blend the simulation-based examinations or evaluations modalities and AI-driven tools. So the summary of this presentation is that we have to go for blending these modalities like simulation-based and AI-driven tools into our academic. Then we can go for gradual integration and pilot modules. Then we can have faculty development programs telling about the simulations and AI in pedagogy. And institutional investment in infrastructure developments are also necessary, and a continuous feedback culture is also essential. These are the things which are actually essential if we want to incorporate the simulations or AI-driven tools into our regular. So that is what I have told you just now. So simulation-based evaluation, that is SPE and AI for future-ready pharmacists. They enhance knowledge and skills. They align with the MBA, NAC, or PCI, whatever global accreditations you want to go for. And they also prepare graduates for complex healthcare. So these are the things that I just wanted to give an introduction to. I have not discussed in very depth, but I have just given an introduction into how simulations can be incorporated, how AI tools can be incorporated into method. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for the presentation.
I think might have highlighted with AI. Our presentation is very excellent and provided most of the information related to the clinical side as well as analytical side. But AI is not new actually. Of course, now this is going more. Suppose I think you might have said resolution equipment. When we were students, only one single one was there. After some time, it came 2. After some time, it came 3. After some time, it came 4. Now, separate multiple baskets. Now, if you go to industry, the automatic program is automatic. Suppose simply if you put data, automatically the analysis also going to be takes place. So this is not new, but now we are talking much about this thing, about this AI. Of course, I think you utilize maximum AI while presenting this talk. Thank you very much on behalf of course, I did not thank because we are not part of this. Thank you very much for giving this nice lecture. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, madam. And thank you all the participants. So with this, our FASTag program is over. And due to this inaugural session, so many schedules became delayed. Sorry for the inconvenience. And from tomorrow onwards, the program timing will be strictly adhered as mentioned. Tomorrow we start the program at 10 sharp. So, and already the program for all the sisters is posted in the WhatsApp group. At 10 we start the session. Tomorrow 2 sessions will be on physical mode, and really all the 3 speakers at per time. And GP Mohandas sir, who is an expert, he is, and Gunamani Jana sir from Roland, he is also a very eminent person. And Rakesh Pathak from Horizon, he is also a good scholar and source of knowledge. So tomorrow 3 sessions here. And start on time, we will have our launch tomorrow. And we will end this session. Thank you all once again. With this, with the permission of all my senior teachers and my teacher friends, I take permission to make this session close. Thank you all.
No, let it be, it's flowers and all, let it be.